Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to do a top 10 MCU figures. Now I'm just going to include no villains, just the Avengers or heroes or whatever you want to call them. Here are two figures that didn't make the list. Both good figures if you have them, but they didn't make it. And this is a top 10. Was going to do a top 5 like my Spider-Man video, so go check that one out if you haven't. Talked about my comic book figures, top 5 Spider-Man, but couldn't get to 5, so I'm going to do 10 here. So excited to show you what they are. Let me know your top 10 below in the comments, and let's start this list off. To start off, number 10, we got Groot here. Can't even get him to fit in the camera here. This is the, was Toys R Us exclusive Bath. Well, not even Bath. Bath re-released. They re-released with some better paint and some stuff. Never bought the Bath. Was really excited when this came out. Bought it probably one of the first days it came out. First day I found it online. Definitely a cool Groot. Think it's my favorite Groot I have. The only other one I have, well, the baby Groot that came in this, and then the teenage Groot. This one's definitely my favorite one. This is one I prefer to have on the shelf, but really like this one. I think definitely deserves a spot on this list. Number 10, Groot. And at 9, we got Starlord. I currently can't find his guns, so they're not here. But I really love this figure. Had 2 of them at one point. I think I gave one to a friend, or we traded for something. But still have the Starlord left. Really love this Starlord. Favorite Starlord figure I have. Well, only one I have, but didn't plan on getting any more. Really like this one. Possibly, maybe I'll end up getting the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 one with the longer coat. And I'll see what I think of that one at some point. But love this. Love the jacket. He came out, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think he didn't come with a Bath part. Pretty sure it was a single release. But really do love this figure. Glad to have it. So here is number 9. At number 8 here, we got the Iron Spider. This is the, well, it was Target exclusive 2-pack with Iron Man. And this was the Spider-Man that came with the right gauntlets, I guess is what you call them. And the spider robot arms. I bought the first release when it first came out with nothing on it. I really like that figure too, so glad to have an accurate one. And these just pop in the back here and plug out, so you can take them off if you really want to, but the paint looks really good. I think the blue here is a more brighter, darker color. Trying to think of what, it's shiny. It's a darker blue, but it's more shiny than the other one. It just looks a whole lot better. Definitely my favorite MCU Spider-Man we got so far. Do really like the new one from No Way Home? Far From Home? Nope. You know which Spider-Man movie I'm talking about. Can't believe I can't think of it. I'll put it right here. Picture. Maybe I was right the first time, but you know what I'm talking about. This is definitely my favorite Spider-Man figure so far we got from the MCU. Really like it. Haven't picked it up. I'd recommend it, but I don't know what the price is going for it. Just because it was in that 2-pack. At number 6, we have U.S. Agent. Don't remember what his actual name was or what they titled him here. But, okay. Rules here. So, I said no villains technically, but this kind of wasn't when he was a villain. Do have that figure. Really like this one, so I'm technically including it. Whether you'd include him in yours or not, if he's a villain or not, whatever, I'm including him on this list. Figure I really like. Now, I think this is the shield they reused for Falcon. For the Falcon Bath. Let's see if I can get it here on his arms without trying to snap this off. Really like this figure. Think it pops on the shelf. I love the box it came in. I still even have the box. Came with the unmasked head. The unmasked head I thought looked really good. I think he's worthy of a spot on my list. Maybe not yours, but definitely on mine. So here he is. Definitely can get him in a lot of poses too. We got the Falcon wing bath. I really wanted to put this figure higher up on my list, which maybe I will. This will probably change tomorrow. But really like this figure. Love him as Captain America. The wings are kind of flimsy. I feel like they fall apart easily, so that's whatever. And they're kind of top heavy and everything, but really like this figure. His shield is somewhere currently in a bin somewhere. And then this is the first release he came out. He is re-released, or currently being re-released in the 2-pack with Captain America. Almost had the Captain America on a list. On this list, he'd be an honorable mention. Really like this figure. Really liked it when I first got it. I think this one also deserves a spot on the list. Really good. Really like him. Know some people, I think, not sure if they didn't like him or what their deal was. I know some people didn't like the visor or whatever, but I'm fine with it. Love it. Obviously have it on the list. Definitely one of my favorite MCU figures. Just up here, we got this big guy. Now, I don't know whether... I don't think this was exclusive to GameStop. I got mine at GameStop, pre-ordered it. Pre-ordered the whole wave. Super glad I did because it didn't end up anywhere. Love the colors on him. The blue, the red. Especially the blue. It's so shiny. Definitely improvement from the War Machine we got on this body. I'm trying to think if these are new for him. But definitely a good figure, a big figure. At the time, he would have been, what, 25, I think? And, I mean, definitely a good figure. Really like him. I think he's a pretty expensive figure. I think this whole wave is pretty expensive, except for the Iron Man they ended up re-releasing in the 2-pack. I'm trying to think of what else, but definitely an amazing War Machine. We got this Thor. Looking at my figures, I knew I had to get a Thor on here. Really like this Thor. One of my favorite figures from the Infinity, whatever they called this wave, the Infinity War Saga. That's just what I'm gonna call it, the Infinity Saga wave. One of the recent MCU waves that come out, or well, last year, I guess. Really like him. Comes with Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. Two great things that come with him. Everybody was waiting for Fat Thor for so long. Finally got him. I definitely don't think he disappointed, even though he was like $26 or something. Really like him. If you don't have him, I'd pick him up. I know a lot of Walmarts, well, don't want to say a lot, mine didn't get a single one. Knew another place near me, well, hour or two away from me, and they had like 30 of them. I don't even know if they ended up on sale, but they had a bunch of those I know people were waiting on clearance for, but he does not disappoint. Favorite Thor, MCU Thor. We got Black Widow here. Now, this is a kit bash, kind of. Now, this was the one that came with a green vest, and she had blonde hair. But then they re-released it. I think everybody did this, and then if I'm right, they re-released it in Europe or something as an exclusive, and I'm pretty sure it had this head on, so then they made it an official figure. But really wanted to almost have this one higher. Really like this Black Widow. I think I have most of the MCU Black Widows. I know I'm missing an Age of Ultron one at least. Probably a couple other ones. Really like this one. This one's definitely my favorite. Really glad to get her. Do have one on card then. Of the one with the green vest on. I feel like this is one of the best Black Widow bodies we got. Nice articulation. Scale fits well and everything. And love this face here. I think this is personally my favorite Black Widow face we got. I can at least recall. So, very glad to have this one. Next up, we got Korg. One of my favorite figures. Was one of my favorite figures of the year. He came out. Not a very expensive figure. I think the 2-pack he was in is still not too expensive. Which I'm really surprised because this, I think, is an amazing figure. Love picking him up and just messing with him. Love the shoulder pad. Just, he's great. Personally, think he's one of my favorites. Never going to sell him ever. Love looking at him on the shelf. Just, I feel like he's for a bigger character. I mean, I don't want to say that much bigger, but, I mean, he's pretty tall. But for a bigger character, he's pretty poseable and everything. Even with, like, rocks here getting in the way. Still surprised about that. Double joint elbows and everything. So, definitely a very good figure if you don't have him for some reason. So I'd recommend getting one at some point. My number one favorite MCU figure here, Tony Stark, Iron Man from the 2-pack that came out last year. Almost didn't want to put him at number one, but it's such a good figure. Now, this was re-released from the one that was in the wave with that War Machine Iron Patriot I showed earlier. But it's so good. The head sculpt on it. Love the head. Came with a bunch of accessories and everything. Got the snapping hand. And the paint on this one's better than the first one that came out. It's just, I feel like this can become such a nostalgic figure after watching Endgame. The best Iron Man, MCU Iron Man probably, that we've gotten, at least from what I think of. Came with, as I said earlier, a bunch of accessories. I think he had the normal Iron Man head, the battle damaged head I have on here, and then I think a normal Tony Stark head, and those heads just look so good. Best Robert Downey Jr. heads we gotten, so very happy for this figure. Definitely a really good one. There is my top 10 MCU figures from Marvel Legends. I want to thank you for watching this video. Plan on having some more top 5s, top 10s at some point. Maybe do some Black Series or some other Marvel Legends. I love going through the collection, picking out what my favorites are. But again, I think I said this earlier, let me know what you think of this list, what your guys are, what's your favorite MCU Marvel Legends. Let me know in the comments. But I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.